Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? You know, a couple of weeks ago, I don't remember exactly when it was, but I interviewed an undefeated prospect at the Floyd Mayweather gym. Now, this guy, I call him Q for short, Q Cash. Q, he tells me that he talked to Floyd Mayweather personally. He said they were having a conversation, and he said just out of the blue, Floyd Mayweather just came out of nowhere and said, I want to move up in weight and fight Gennady Golovkin, right? Now, what was really interesting is the conflicting comments that came in response to the actual interview that I did. And I say the comments were so interesting because before I did this interview, you guys heard all the comments. Everyone was saying, Floyd Mayweather, he's ducking Hopkins, he's ducking Golovkin, he's ducking this guy, he's ducking that guy. But Golovkin was one of the main guys that people start saying Floyd is scared of him and Golovkin would beat him and so on and so forth. Now, just understand this first of all. Floyd Mayweather is a welterweight. Golovkin is a middleweight. Floyd Mayweather has no obligation whatsoever to ever get in the ring with Gennady Golovkin. But just because I say he doesn't have an obligation, it doesn't mean Floyd Mayweather wouldn't get in the ring with this guy. I'm just saying Golovkin, he wouldn't affect Floyd Mayweather's legacy if Floyd didn't move up to middleweight or whatever weight division and fight him. Okay? But I think that Floyd Mayweather wants to fight a Golovkin. I'm not saying it's going to happen for sure, but I truly believe Floyd Mayweather, he wants to fight Golovkin. And he wants to fight Golovkin for the exact same reasons that he wanted to fight De La Hoya, Arturo Gatti, Costa Tszyu, and Canelo Alvarez. And for those of you guys who aren't educated on the Costa Tszyu situation, yes, Floyd Mayweather, he did want to fight Costa Tszyu. Okay? Keep in mind, at the time, Costa Tszyu, I believe, was pound for pound number 3 or number 2, the best fighter in the world. Then Costa Tszyu lost to Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton knocked him off, and then Ricky Hatton became pound for pound number 4, the best fighter in the world. The reason why Floyd never fought Costa Tszyu is because Costa Tszyu lost to Ricky Hatton. So Floyd Mayweather, he ended up beating Ricky Hatton, which once again, like I said, was pound for pound number 4, the best fighter in the world. Getting back to the point. The reason why Floyd Mayweather wanted to fight all of these different fighters is because they were very popular. Because the casual fan was in love with these fighters. And while the fans' perception is a fighter like Costa Tszyu, Canelo Alvarez, is extremely dangerous and a serious threat to Floyd Mayweather, mainly because of their power, Floyd Mayweather, he eats this up because he's seeing things that the average fan doesn't see. Fans are fascinated with power, and that's all they really look at. They don't look at the skill. They don't look at the skill set and all the other intangibles. I mean, you take Canelo Alvarez, for example. Forget about the excuses fans started to make once the fight was signed. Let's go off of what fans were saying before the contract was signed. Because right before the contract was signed, these fans were saying that Floyd was afraid of Canelo. Think about that for a second. Afraid of Canelo. That means they believed that Canelo had skills to compete or even be a threat to Floyd Mayweather. And while all his fans were thinking that Canelo Alvarez, because of his power, because of fans' fascination with power, they believed that this guy had a very good chance to dethrone Floyd Mayweather. But while fans were saying that Floyd Mayweather was afraid of Canelo, he'll never fight him, and so on and so forth, Floyd was basically saying, I got these casual-ass fans right where I want them. That's exactly what I want them to think. I want them to think that I'm going up against Goliath and I have no chance. And then I go in there and I dominate and beat this guy easy. Now people are blown away because they feel that I did the impossible. Now, while these fans thought that it was going to be impossible, little did they know this was going to be a very easy fight for me, and I had already knew this. I was one of the only people who knew this, right? Now, don't get me wrong. There were some intelligent boxing fans out there that knew that Floyd Mayweather was going to dominate Canelo Alvarez. I was one of them. And there were a lot of other boxing fans out there that knew that Canelo was in over his head, that knew that this would probably be a class and session type fight. See, a lot of the people who knew this, they were covering up the fact that Floyd Mayweather was just better than Canelo by making excuses, saying, oh, Canelo, he's not ready, so on and so forth. The actual translation was, I know that Floyd Mayweather is going to beat this guy. I hate the fact that he's going to beat him, but he's going to beat my guy. And he's going to do it in impressive fashion. That's what they were basically saying. It was an admission, but it was just an admission in somewhat of a sore loser type way. See, I started talking about so much stuff that I never finished the point that I was making when I was talking about the comments that viewers were posting in response to the interview that I did when Q Cash said that Floyd Mayweather wants to fight Gennady Golovkin. The point that I was trying to make originally was, soon as these fans heard this, all of a sudden, just the thought that Floyd Mayweather actually wants to fight Golovkin, now all of a sudden, you have people posting messages saying, oh, no one wants to see that fight. Golovkin's not ready. Golovkin's too green, and so on and so forth. All of a sudden, I'm seeing messages that sound just like the messages that I seen when Floyd Mayweather signed the contract to fight Canelo Alvarez and Shane Mosley, right? It's unbelievable to me. Floyd Mayweather cannot win for losing. If these fighters are calling out Floyd Mayweather's a coward. But if Floyd Mayweather says, I want to fight these guys, then all of a sudden they start making excuses for the opponent. So it's like, no matter what Floyd Mayweather does, he's going to receive criticism from these type of biased-ass fans. Because that's what it really comes down to. Biased-ass fans. So 1 minute, Floyd Mayweather, he's scared of a guy who's fighting at the middleweight division, someone that Floyd Mayweather doesn't even have to fight if he doesn't want to. But then once Floyd Mayweather entertains the idea of fighting Gennady Golovkin, now all of a sudden, people are already starting to make excuses for Golovkin. Okay? Now, that was one half of the messages. Then the other half of the messages, people were saying, no way he's going to fight him. They were saying the same thing. No way he's going to fight him. Oh, that's bullshit. Floyd is lying. Floyd is lying and this and this and that. He would never fight Golovkin. Never fight Golovkin, right? Listen, man, I can sit here and give you 100 reasons why Floyd Mayweather would love to fight against Gennady Golovkin. But this is what I'm going to do. Since I did another video where I didn't finish it, and I start talking about this fight, I'm going to go ahead and play that clip for you guys right now. And in that clip, you'll see why I truly believe Floyd Mayweather would love to get in the ring with Gennady Golovkin. But to get you guys caught up on how the video starts off, I started off talking about the double standards in boxing like I always do. And I was talking about the fact that Edeslani Lara, when fighters like him, who's on a coincidental list, he calls out someone like Golovkin, and these fans who call Floyd Mayweather a coward and a chicken, they're mad that Lara even has the audacity to call out Golovkin, right? So you can't even call out a guy that they actually like, or they're going to bombard the guy who called him out with hate, right? I mean, you should be praising someone like Erislandy Lara when you think about the fact that this guy is smaller and he's willing to move up to middleweight, a division he's never fought at, right? And fight against a guy who's possibly much stronger than he is, but yet he doesn't get that type of praise for wanting to do something like that. In fact, he gets treated as if he's ducking Golovkin or something, right? So this is basically how the video started off. And, you know, another thing I want to say is, you guys seen the interviews I did with Gennady Golovkin. First thing I want to say is, you know, shouts out to Golovkin and, you know, Abel Sanchez, his trainer. I was invited to Big Bear, California to basically go out there and cover Gennady Golovkin and his trainer and the whole training camp out there at the Summit, which is Abel Sanchez's training school. Now, one thing I want to say is, you know, all the questions I asked Gennady Golovkin, I have to say I'm a little annoyed with myself because I forgot to ask him about fighting Erislandy Lara. That was a question that I wanted to ask him, but I completely forgot. But I will definitely ask him next time. You know, something else I wanted to touch on before I go further, since I'm talking about Golovkin and being at his training camp in Big Bear, California, I want you guys to understand something. The difference from me and a lot of you guys on the internet is I can separate my personal emotions from reality. I can separate emotions from boxing talk, real boxing talk. What that basically means is, when it comes to someone like Golovkin, personally, I like the guy. I like the guy a lot. Real cool guy, right? Very cool guy. But just because I like you, it doesn't mean I'm going to start making up shit and start saying, oh, the guy is better than I thought just because he has a great personality. No. I'm still going to expose certain flaws. I'm still going to say Golovkin is going to have problems with certain styles of boxers. Matter of fact, I watched him spar, and I know that firsthand. But, you know, I'll talk about that in another video. But the point that I'm making is, you guys have to learn how to separate your emotions from talking boxing, okay? Just because I like someone doesn't mean I'm going to tell you they're better than they actually are. Prime example, when Curtis Stevens fought against Gennady Golovkin, I like Curtis Stevens a lot, okay? But at the same time, I picked Golovkin to win the fight. Because even though I like Curtis Stevens, I'm basing this off of who's the better boxer, who has a better chance of winning. I'm basing things off of the weaknesses and the strengths, not on who I like the most, okay? So anyway, I done ran my mouth long enough. Let me go ahead and get into this clip and let you guys check it out. Like I just said before, in this clip, I explain why I believe Floyd Mayweather would love to get in the ring with a Gennady Golovkin. And I also talk about the double standards, like I always do, speaking the whole truth. So check out this clip, and that's pretty much all I got, guys. I'm on to the next one.